Hello everyone, welcome to MAT 1033 Online for Fall 2019. My name is Robert Schaller. I will be your instructor for this online section. There are two online sections and you're in one of these two. The CRN numbers are 12701 or 13436. If that means anything, those are the numbers you'll see on your schedule. But either one of these courses doesn't matter. They're going to be run exactly the same. You're both going to be meeting in the same rooms for midterm exams and final exams. So I'm merging those two courses together. So there's actually two sections, but you're in your own section depending on which one you registered for. So I just want to orient you guys and show you guys around Canvas the things that you're going to need, your responsibilities in the course, how you're going to be graded, the assignments, important dates, all that good stuff. So this first video is just going to kind of walk you through everything that you're going to see on Canvas. First thing I want to do is talk about the syllabus. You can get to the syllabus right here. There's also a thing on the side that has syllabus. It's just a link to the file. Real quick, I'm just going to go over the key points. I don't want to spend a lot of time going through the syllabus because obviously you guys are online. You can pull this up. You can read it. I just want to hit the most important things. So right away at the top, I've got my information, name, my office. I'm on the Bradenton campus. That is my phone number. That's direct to my office, and my voicemail set up. You can leave me a message if you're, kind of old school. You'd rather call me than email me or whatever. You can email me through Canvas, or this is my official email, theschaller1@scf.edu. But it might be easier since you're on Canvas to just go over here to the left and click on the inbox, and you don't even need my email address through the inbox here through Canvas. You can just click on this, click on your course 1033, and just click on instructor, and it will send me an email through Canvas. And I check both. I check my Canvas daily and I check my regular email daily. So either or is fine. These are my physical office hours, but since we won't really be on campus, that may or may not help you. If you are on campus during those times, feel free to stop by. If not, and you really want to meet with me, email me. We can arrange something. We can even do like a Skype meeting, or I know now students are going to have Microsoft Teams access. We can do one of those Teams video meetings. Whatever we can work out, we'll work out. The highlighted yellow, and it's actually on there twice, is the code that you're going to need to sign up for the My Math Lab. It used to be called My Math Lab. Now it's called My Lab and Mastering software. This software is going to have all the homework, all the graded homeworks that you have to get through, all the videos that you can watch for the lecture series. It has some practice quizzes and some practice tests on there. The practice ones aren't graded. Really, you just need to get on there and do the homework assignments. That's a big chunk of your grade, and that's the code that you're going to need. The software is roughly $120. Don't quote me. Depends where you get it. If you get it right on the website, it tends to be a few bucks cheaper. If you get it in the bookstore, though, you can actually use your financial aid in the bookstore, which you can't use your financial aid on their own website. So I'll make a separate video talking about the My Math Lab because that's where 90% of the coursework is done through that software. Course description, prereqs. Hopefully you guys are in the right spot and you're studying the right stuff that you need for your degree. So I'm not really going to focus on that. Again, the textbook, you don't have to buy a physical textbook. The My Math Lab software will come with the textbook. So yeah, you're spending $100-something bucks to get the software to do the homework, but it's coming with what would be a $200 textbook. So it really is, you're getting quite a bit out of it. And we'll see when we get into the Math Lab how many bells and whistles there are within that software and why it's so expensive. Materials, please do have a calculator. Right away, I'm just going to say, do not use your phone as a calculator. If you use your phone as a calculator and get in that habit, it's going to be hard to get out of that habit when you come to take the midterm or the final exam. You can't use your phone as a calculator on the midterm or the final exam. You have to have a legitimate calculator. And it doesn't have to be fancy for this course, as long as it has plus, minus, divide, multiply, and maybe a square root. That should be good enough to get you through it. But really, like a TI-83 or a TI-84 would be best if you're going to take future math courses, or if you're going to take statistics. I highly recommend the TI-84. The TI-83 might get you through, but the TI-84 is a little more powerful, kind of replaced the TI-83. There's a student solutions manual that you can get in the Academic Resource Center on either the Venice or the Bradenton campus, but I think my math lab actually comes with the student solutions manual as well, so you get that for free. All right, here's some important stuff. There are 2 exams in this course. One of them is Monday, October 7th from 4 to 5. It's a 1-hour midterm. And the other one is the final exam on Monday, December 2nd. That's a 2-hour final exam from 4 to 6. I will be giving both of these exams on the Bradenton campus in Building 29, which is the nursing building on the Bradenton campus, in room 106. It's the big auditorium in the very center of Building 29. Building 29 is like a big square where you walk around the perimeter, and in the dead center is the really, really big auditorium room. So because I merged these 2 sections together, I got the big room for us. So you have to show up to campus at least twice, hopefully 3 times. Hopefully you come on Monday and come to the orientation so I can answer your questions. If you didn't make it and you're watching this video, no worries there, but you do have to be here for a midterm and a final. With the exception of if you know you can't make it to campus for the midterm or the final exam, it is completely and solely your responsibility to make arrangements to take that test in a testing center on those days. The times can be a little different, but they have to be taken on those days. So our midterm is Monday, October the 7th. Please do not email me and say, I'm taking my midterm on Wednesday the 9th. No, you're not. You're taking it on Monday the 7th, because that's when the test is. So just because this is an online course doesn't mean you get to make up your own rules. Everyone takes the test the same day. That way I get the test back in a reasonable time period, and I grade all the tests together so it's all fair and everything's graded at once. Same thing goes for the final exam. You can't tell me you're going to take your final exam December 15th. I don't know why you would try to tell me that, because grades have already been due and you have already been given an F because you never took the final. You have to take the final on the 2nd. If you don't want to take it in a testing center or don't want to make those arrangements yourself, just show up on the Bradenton campus 4 to 6 in room 106, building 29. I will be there with a test ready to go for you. But if you work or you have kids to take care of during that time, it's an online course. That's why you're probably in this online course. We can be a little flexible. So the best thing to do is register for the testing center on an SCF campus. It could be Bradenton, could be Venice, could be Lakewood Ranch, doesn't matter. Sign up for a test day, do it, and you can do it right now. Don't wait. Do it right now before spots fill up. Register to take that test during a time that works for you. You can take it in the morning. You can knock it out at 8 a.m. on December 2nd, be done with the final, and then everyone else has to show up later to take it. But that's you. You jumped the gun and you got your spot. So the 2 most important things are you have to physically take these pencil and paper tests. There will be no online tests. The tests have to be in person. And they do have to be proctored. I can't send it to your house and let you take it on your couch. That doesn't work. You can't just go to the library and ask a librarian to watch you while you take it. It has to be an official testing center. Typically a college or a university has a testing center that's proctored with private rooms and someone watching you while you take the tests, and something like that will work. Your grade in the course, one thing to be really aware of is this highlighted yellow. You have to get a 60 or higher on that final exam. You can do poorly on the midterm. That's not a good sign if you do poorly on the midterm, but even if you do poorly on the midterm, know that you have to do well on the final exam. And even if you do great on the midterm, you still have to do well on the final exam. You have to get a 60% or higher. Time and time again, a student will email me and say, hey, I got a 72 for my final grade, but you gave me a D. What's wrong with you? Well, you got a 53 on the final. Yeah, you finished the course with a 72% because you did all your homework and you did okay on the midterm, but you didn't pass the final. And it doesn't matter that you got a 72% for your final grade. You didn't meet this criteria of 60% or higher, so I could not give you the C. I can only give you up to a D. So be very, very aware of that. I don't want this to surprise you at the end of 16 weeks. This is very, very important. This rest of this stuff just breaks down your grade. You can see I'm going to do a study guide. That'll be worth some points for the midterm exam. The midterm's worth a pretty good chunk of your points as a quarter of your grade. I do the same thing for the final exam. I give you the final exam study guide that hopefully will boost your grade and get you to study for the final, because again, the final exam is 25% of your grade. you can see that the bulk of your grade, this 37.5% of your grade, is coming from the online MyMathLab homework, the MyLab and mastering assignments. Those are going to be the bulk of the grade because you're going to do most of the work online, so I want most of your grade to reflect that. The rest of the syllabus, just kind of go through, make sure that everything looks okay to you. Really, you don't have to worry about things like attendance. Obviously, we're not going to really be on campus. I know it says everyone must attend the on-campus orientation, but that's the reason I'm making this video, in case you didn't. Late work. I do have the MyMathLab set up, so it's a 25% reduction in points if it's late. So don't email me and say, oh, reopen the assignment. Sorry, it is open. Just go work on it. Just be my guest. But know that you already missed the deadline, so you are being docked points. Other stuff like this, the one key thing is for the electronics policy. Again, it is your responsibility since you are registering for the online course. You are responsible for having internet connection. Don't email me Sunday at midnight and say, oh, I can't finish my homework because I lost internet in my house all week and I couldn't do my homework. That's not anyone's problem but your own. You decided to take this course online. So get your butt to a Starbucks or the library, do something. It's on you. You have to find that internet connection and do your homework. You have all week to do the homework, so don't wait till the last day. Then there's nothing I can do for you. Other than that, here's some technical support numbers. We don't use Connect or WebAssign. We use the MyMathLab. That's typically you go to their website and they'll do like an online help thing. But if you really want to talk to someone to get you through, that'll get you through. Other than that, really just basically just the random stuff that we have to put on the syllabus. Go through, make sure everything makes sense to you. A lot of it's going to be stuff you can brush over because technically we're not on campus face to face. You guys will be doing most of the work at home by yourself. And then the very last or second to last page just has a breakdown of all the weekly assignments. And over here I have the notes that says what you should be doing. I'll show you the syllabus quiz in a second. This gives you the midterm dates. You can see that I left the week before the midterm kind of open so you can just review. So I'm not going to force you to do homework the week leading up to the midterm. I want you guys mostly just reviewing for the midterm. Same thing for the final. And we're in this weird kind of space where we've got Thanksgiving break right before the final exam. So you kind of have almost like 2 weeks. I really just want you guys to kind of enjoy Thanksgiving break, but don't forget about the final exam. I really hope this doesn't affect us poorly in the end by people maybe kind of forgetting about math during Thanksgiving and then saying, oh, I totally forgot about my final exam Monday. Please don't be that person. This is the last page. I thought there was another page. This is the very last page. This is a good one to maybe print out, just put on your desk or, put on your refrigerator somewhere and kind of like check these sections off as you go week by week. Make sure you're keeping up and make sure you're well aware of these exam dates. So I'm going to click back home. I also put up my door schedule for my office hours, if that's a little easier to read. There is a syllabus quiz that has to be taken. This is just a week 1 assignment, just so I know that you are a human being on the other end of the computer. You're not just some robot that signed up for this course. Go through, take the syllabus quiz. It's not graded. It's just basically attendance. As long as I see you taking the quiz, I know you're in the course, and I can't no-show you or drop you from the course if you take the quiz. If you don't take the quiz and I don't hear from you, then I don't know you exist and you might get dropped from the course. So make sure you take this quick little quiz. It's just a couple questions, basically asks you stuff about the syllabus, when's the midterm, when's the final. There's some testing information here. Again, if you're going to take the midterm and exam on campus with me and the rest of the students, and you don't even need this information, but if you're out of state or again, you're one of those people who knows you can't be here during those times for the midterm or the final, and you need to make arrangements for testing, this is what you need. You need to click on testing information, and just kind of breaks down real quick, what you need to do as far as the testing. You need to find a testing center, contact me with their information. I'll contact the testing center. We communicate, we agree, and then it's pretty smooth from your end once you find your testing center that you like. I do the rest of the work mostly. The other two things are down here, the midterm study guide and the final exam study guide. Make sure you're turning this study guide in when you come to take the midterm, or if you're taking the midterm somewhere else, make sure you get it to me beforehand. I don't currently have a Dropbox on Canvas for it. You can just email it to me as a PDF. That'll be fine. I forgot to change the date on this one. I will update that as soon as I get done with this video. This was for obviously back in spring, but I will change that date to match the midterm and the final. And it just basically is what the midterm exam and what the final exam are going to look like. It's just a bunch of questions that help you study to make sure you're prepared. And I'd rather see you do something on pencil and paper before you come take a pencil and paper exam. So that's why I gave you these study guides, to help you practice with pencil and paper and your calculator, rather than doing it all online and then kind of being, surprised when you come to take it in the actual classroom or in the testing center. And it does have answers, and it is quite lengthy, but again, remember, you're just getting one midterm and one study guide, or sorry, one midterm and one final exam, whereas a typical 1033 class would have 5 exams and then a final exam. So where a typical class face-to-face would have 6 full exams, you're only having 2. So your midterm is basically the first 3 tests all crammed into one. So it covers quite a bit of material. And then the final exam is the same as the other final exam. It covers everything. So keep that in mind. You can always keep track of your grade over here. I'll keep your grades up to date as we take the midterm and I do the study guides and the final exam and stuff. And then probably on about a weekly basis, I'll update this. I don't have it linked to MyMathLab right now, but I will update the MyMathLab grades as I go through, and I'll keep those grades updated. You got your evaluations. Those don't open until later. And of course, don't worry about attendance because you're online. So if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. And if not, then the next couple videos that you'll see will be on the MyMathLab stuff, how to get registered and how to actually do the homework. So watch those videos next.